Okay, hello everyone. Just wanted to give you some feedback for this first writing assignment we did where I can give you feedback on the first part. I apologize for last week, but things are getting better in terms of my wrist and my computer. So let's continue. Oh, there we go. So one thing you need to know is that Blackboard will only allow one grade for a discussion. I always do my discussions, or mostly do my discussions, in two parts. And the ONET discussion board is definitely one of these. So 50% of your grade is from your first post, your original post. The second is from your follow-up. And so I've graded the first part, and I've graded that. Let me get my pointer. I graded that out of 50 points. And so you'll see that you received a grade of like 45 out of 50. What that means is that you have an A minus for the first part. And then I'll update the grade for the second part Wednesday when I grade. Second thing I want to mention is formatting. Your papers or your posts need to be properly formatted as if this was a paper. And I'm talking about fonts changing, different colored backgrounds for the text, which I pointed out to some people in this assignment. So let's talk a little bit about how to do that. Most of these problems occur when you copy things in from something else. So what Blackboard does now, which is really nice, is that it says when you're trying to copy something in, do you want to remove formatting or keep formatting? And so you should choose remove formatting. Let me show you why. So I copied something in from a Word document, and these two little brackets up here, that's the button to change this over to view the source code of the text. And when I click that, here is the text I copied in, but here is all of the formatting that I copied in unintentionally from Word. So that's what's causing the different font sizes, the different fonts, the different colored backgrounds. So another way that you can get rid of it is you can highlight all the text you want to remove the formatting from, and then hit this button here, the T with a little X, and that will erase all the formatting but keep your text. Also, and this was a problem with the Wolfbook posts, some students didn't see what their posts looked like before they submitted them. And so there's always this option here. This is the Save Draft button, where you can save a draft and you can preview your post before you actually submit it. So you can preview your post, see it as it will be seen by others, and then go back and edit it, and then finally submit it so that everyone can actually see it. So these are ways that you can go about formatting your post and making sure the formatting is correct. All right, so here's the assignment for part one. 3 well-written paragraphs. One or two things that you learned about yourself, your career goals, and ONET. This should not be a flow of consciousness, but you should identify main important things you realized. Students, this is college writing. So it should be formal writing. Your answer should be understandable by anyone reading it, not just your teacher. Keep your audience in mind. A lot of times students have been really trained by their high school teachers and other professors to do a sloppy, lazy type of writing where you write directly like a letter to the instructor, and you assume that you and the instructor know a lot of things, and so you don't have to explain yourself, and that leads to poor writing. So always consider your audience. For formal college writing, your audience are people who are intelligent, who know the field, but do not know the specifics of what you're talking about. All right, so Just to go over what formal writing is, to review English 125, informal writing, exploratory, digressive, speculative, writer-based, uncorrected. Formal writing, you use standard English. The choice of vocabulary is more formal and exact. You don't use words such as check out or phrases such as check out when examine is the appropriate word choice. Think about, reflect upon. You avoid contractions and you avoid pronouns as much as you can. Also, to review basics about writing, even in assignments like this, you should go through the writing process of pre-writing, drafting, a revision, editing, and then finally submitting it. And this hopefully was covered in English 125. If you need more, go and look it up or ask me. But pre-writing is important. You should critically read the material. You should choose a topic. You should take notes on the topic you plan to write about. You need to organize those notes, and then you need to, redraft your ideas. That is, analyze the information before you write your draft. That's the pre-writing process. And I think choosing a topic is an area where students went wrong in general with this topic, because a lot of the responses were flow of consciousness, personal, letter-like, and letters are not formal writing. So you needed to think about, okay, I'm going to write down as a first draft my responses. How do I feel about things? What did I think about ONET? And what did I learn? Once you have that written down, you can go through that and just redraft it like crazy or edit it like crazy to make it more formal and to process it. Because I didn't want, and no professor really wants, unprocessed ideas from their students. There should be some processing where you think about them and critically analyze what you're thinking about and think about the implications, think about how to polish these, and get ready for your drafting by taking all this into account. And as I said, I think a lot of students really ran into trouble by not thinking about the topics that they wanted to talk about and then presenting it. And I said 3 paragraphs, and I was expecting typical paragraphs with a topic sentence, body sentences, and a concluding sentence. The topic sentence will present the ideas of the whole paragraph. The body sentences present what you want to present, but each body sentence relates to the topic sentence. And then you have a concluding sentence which summarizes things for the for the audience. And so you should always use structured paragraphs, never serial paragraphs. And I saw a lot of serial paragraphs where students went from idea to idea to idea without any organization. And as a reader, that's very difficult. And here's an example of a structured paragraph talking about structured paragraphs. Okay, and finally, saw this tweet and I loved it. In academia, we don't say I love you, we say minor revisions, and I think that's really beautiful. That refers to how when you're trying to get a manuscript published, you send it into the editor of a journal, they send it to reviewers, and they write reviews which usually tear apart what you're writing. And then they say major revisions, you're just going to have to rewrite this article and resubmit it. Or they say this is outright rejected. Or sometimes, if you're really good, they say minor revisions, and what that means is only a few changes and then the article will be accepted. And what this person is saying is that in academia, that's the highest praise that you can get, that there are only minor revisions or minor errors in what you wrote. And that's the background I come from. So I know I can be a little bit hard in terms of my feedback, But it's just that you're getting to the stage of your career where it's getting professional. And you're going to start to be treated as professionals. And unfortunately, this is one of the, one of the, results of that. So in, even before I do it, I apologize for being a little bit too negative about your writing in terms of my comments. But I hope that we can develop and grow as writers throughout the semester based on my feedback. Any questions? Online office hours is there for you. Thanks. Bye-bye. This one.